There's always going to be arguments against when the book of Genesis was written and who it was written by. But tell me this, within the text of the Torah itself, who is presented as being the author of the book of Genesis?
Moses.
Moses. And within the context of Torah, when is Moses writing these things?
During like the wilderness travels.
Yeah, during the wilderness travels, right? So eventually the people of Israel are going to go into Egypt, and then God is going to free them, and they're going to spend 40 years in the wilderness. It's not because they were wandering around, it's because they got punished. In the context of Torah, it was during these 40 years when Moses wrote these books. Again, people will always debate about this. I think there's good reason to argue that it was actually written during this time period, but I'm not really that interested in engaging that right now. All we need to know is that in the context of Torah itself, it is being presented as being written by Moses during the wilderness years. So the best way to read the book is as a book that was written to the Hebrew people during their time in the wilderness. So the question we have to ask is, what question is Moses trying to answer? And so let me turn that to you. What questions do you think that the Israelite people living in the wilderness might have been wondering?
The first question I'd be asking if I was an Israelite in the wilderness where it sucks, no permanent shelter, every day you're relying on God to provide you with food. I think my first question would be like, what are we doing here? Because the thing is, like, if you just take away Torah, you're just this people group. Why don't you just like go to this place and go build a settlement? Why are we wandering around for 40 years? What are we doing here? Who are we? You know, like, where do we come from? And also, like, what's God's plan for us? Because I would assume that I would know, like, we're going to the promised land in Canaan. Why there? And then also, like, yeah, who is Yahweh?
Whenever you read an American history textbook, it is not concerned with telling you every single thing you need to know. No history textbook does that. Any history textbook is being selective in what it's sharing, and it is communicating only the things which you need to know to understand that history. An American history textbook is not going to tell you about every single thing that went down in Azerbaijan in like the 1200s, right?
Yeah.
It's going to tell you what's necessary for that story. And so for the people of Israel who are living in the wilderness, they have certain questions they need to answer. Who are we? Why are we? Who is this God? I mean, they're camped down at this mountain, right? And God apparently descended down, and apparently this God delivered them from Egypt. Who is this God? Why has he chosen them? And what makes him different from all the other gods?